Hello, everyone. How are you all doing today? Welcome to Reach Out Together. We are here in the Mental Health Impact Series. My name is Disha Chhadva, and we at Reach Out Together are a Canadian not-for-profit organization working to empower everybody and spread awareness about mental health. So today in this series, I would like to introduce our speaker and our newest volunteer, Miss Alinka Avendano. Welcome, Alinka. Alinka, I'm so happy to have you here today.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for having me here. Thank you for the invitation to be a speaker today. I'm really honored by the
It's an absolute
invitation.
pleasure. So why don't you tell us a little more about yourself?
Well, I am a psychologist from León, Nicaragua, which is a country in Central America, for those who don't know. I've been working with mental health for the past 7 years. I work with children, adults, and adolescents. And right now, I develop my psychological center where I try to provide affordable mental health care, not only for people in the city of León, but also outside the city and abroad even. So, yeah.
Amazing. That's wonderful. So how do you provide help to people? Like, do you do it online?
Sorry, Disha, I can hear you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Are you able to hear me now?
Yeah,
I think
yes.
it's a network.
Yes.
Okay. No, I was just asking with the pandemic coming in, I'm sure a lot of inquiries and there are a lot of people out there needing help related to mental
Yes,
health.
especially children, because as I hear on a TV network, children, they don't have experience on this. It's not like us. I mean, I'm not that old, but older people have experienced suffering really hardships in their life. But children of 5, 6, 7 years old, it's the first time, and many of them, they do not understand, and they are worried for them, for their families, for their grandparents, because here we have a really, really rich culture, and a lot of grandparents raise the children. So yes, children for me are the ones who are suffer the most, because they don't have any mental skills to go through this like ourselves as an adult might have. So yeah, it's been hard.
That's actually a very interesting point because when we talk about people facing difficulties, we don't always think about young kids too much because we feel that, you know what, they're going to play, they're going to do what they do always. They
They
can
don't
have their
understand,
friends, but
right?
they
They
don't
don't
understand.
understand.
But it's interesting how you mentioned that they are actually the ones we should be considering because for them, it's an absolute new thing and their problem solving skills are still developing, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
They are not at the top notch. Yeah.
Yeah.
So understanding the situation and dealing with it would be so challenging for them.
Exactly. And if you
Yeah.
ask them, they told you, I am worrying for my grandmother, I am worrying for my parents, I don't want that they get sick. And you hear that they are aware, completely aware of what is happening. So
Right, right.
yes, parents, talk to your children. They have a lot to say.
That's a wonderful point. I'm going to bring this up again, that communication and talking and helping them understand the situation is so important. Yeah,
Yeah, they have a lot to
absolutely.
say. Yes, yes, totally.
So you have a lot of clients which are in the younger age group, the children, especially you mentioned.
Yes, that's my favorite group actually, because they're so honest and so real and so willing to learn and have a good time. And that is about that's what mental health is all about. It's about having a nice time with you, with yourself, with your mind, being engaged on activities that make you feel happy. That is mental health. Mental health is not something complicated like a mental illness disease. Well, no, it's everyday life. It's in everyday life.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. There's so many wonderful things that you said in this sentence, that it's not just the ones who are dealing with the problem, like the severe disorders, but it's for each one of us. And it's
Exactly.
also your openness to learn and openness to accept the situation. And if there is a problem, the openness to, take help, get help.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. And even children don't have many mental health skills, but then
They
that
do.
is where we are. We need to. Oh,
They
okay.
have. But the point is that they need the help on an adult, you know?
Right.
Because if, for example, they need recreation, they can go out alone. And if the parent doesn't want to go to the park, to the beach, we live 10 minutes the beach. I have the beach 10 minutes away, 10 minutes away. So the children need the parents. It's not like the adults. I choose what I want to do for my mental health. I don't care if nobody understands me. No, children need the help of an adult. And if the parent doesn't talk with the children, so the children is hopeless, technically.
Right.
That's how they feel hopeless, because they want to do, healthy children, they want to do things. But parent is like, no, stay quiet, don't talk, don't move, don't breathe, don't be a child,
Right.
But that is something that parents need to know, that they do have the skills. And if they allow them to speak their minds, they can learn a lot about their children.
Yeah. So it's also about being a good listener as a parent, right?
Yeah, exactly. Know what your children needs. It's not all about giving him education or give them education or food. No, it's about care for the child, especially in these moments.
Right.
Yeah. Family needs to be
Yeah.
together in these moments. So
We
don't
do.
put
Yeah,
aside,
indeed.
don't put aside children just because they can understand. They do understand. And they can even sometimes might surprise you and tell you something interesting about dealing with this. Just give them the chance.
Just given the chance. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's very well said, Alinka. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you talk so passionately about mental health and working with children, I'm just a little curious to know what brought you to the field of mental health? Like, what really intrigued you?
Oh my, I decided when I was 14 that this is what I wanted to do. So for me, go to college, it was, oh no, I know what I want to do. I have no problem with choosing my career. I have a couple of experience that give me the thought that this is what I wanted to do. So one of them was when I was in a retreat. Spiritual retreat is something that you do here in the high school. So you go, all your classmates, to a place and start to reflecting about ourselves, religious thing and whatever. So I saw during that weekend how adults manipulated students and how students manipulate adults. And I was in the middle and I was like, oh my, this is fascinating. Because I knew that they were both lying. So this called my attention a lot. And then the second experience was in a academic show in the school. It was like a show about knowledge, the history of Nicaragua. So in my team, there was a boy who has a tic. When he talked, he used to move his hand like this. Every time he talked. Okay, so when he stand in front of the entire high school, and he did that, every time everybody starts to whispering and laughing, and I was in the back like, oh my, what is happening? So when he said, I believe he was next to me, I say to him, okay, look, hold your hands behind your back and grab them. The next time you are going to speak in public. So he did. He listened to me, and everybody in the audience was waiting to mimic him. That's
Right.
the bully.
Right.
But then he did. He hold his hands in the back and answered the question. And everybody was staring him, very surprised and actually disappointed because they couldn't mimic him. And I was like,
Right.
yes, that's what I'm talking about. So then I realized that's what I like to do. I like to help people. I like to make people's life better. So that was, I don't know, 16 years ago. Here I am. So yeah.
I think that this quality of empathy, which is so important for everybody, and especially for someone who's working with the field of mental health. I think you realize that you had a lot of empathy for people, and that is what pulled
I
you
didn't
towards the
know.
field of mental health, I guess.
Exactly. I didn't know in that moment, that was empathy, that was all of that, qualities that is required for a mental health professional. But I just did. I mean, it was part of who I am,
Right.
Yeah.
That's great. That's amazing. So you started with helping people, and then you got yourself a degree, and then you started practicing in this field, right, as a psychologist. What would you say are like common challenges which you face while you practice, especially related to mental health in your country or in the place you
Well,
are around you?
in my country, I believe that is the economic challenge
Mhm.
because people, well, they don't have money to spend on therapy, and the free resources that you have here are uh, inappropriate, and I mean, if you want an appointment with a therapist, uh, you have to wait like 3 months, and then is one appointment every month. And I think like, oh my God, if you have suicidal thoughts, if you harm yourself, if you suffer violence, how can you wait that long? That's the big issue for me. I believe that, and there is also the social part, because there is no culture going to therapy as a first thing you have to do if you are bad. No, you rely on your friends, on your family, on your pets, on anyone on the market, but no to therapies, So is that a cultural issue? I believe that that's why people they don't go to therapists even when they need it, even when everyone around them need it. Hey, you need to go for help, search for someone, so that's for me the two biggest challenge: economic part and social part.
Right. So, so one is you spoke about availability of help for people.
Yeah, yeah,
The resources, like them, probably isn't enough balance between the psychologist or the mental health professionals available to help people. And there's also this culture, this taboo where people are not ready to seek help.
exactly. I mean,
Right.
let me so you can see the picture. Here in Leon we have the psychosocial center. It has one psychiatrist, and I believe the same psychiatrist that is part-time in that psychosocial center is in the general hospital, the public hospital in the city of Leon.
Okay.
So there's no way he's gonna help all the people who need help. And the private part of the psychological assistance is way too, from my opinion, and I'm sorry for those who doesn't agree, for my opinion, when you are creating a culture of mental health, is way too expensive. You can charge $20 when people struggle to get $3 at the end of the day, because they're not going to prioritize mental health.
Right.
So yeah.
Right. So the financial structure really doesn't allow you to get the help because, as you
Yes,
said, if you're earning $3 or $5, you're definitely not going to be able to spend $20.
exactly.
And that's a huge disparity, right? That's such a huge issue.
That's
How
the
does the
main problem
government
here.
support work in your country?
Well, I remember that the teachers told us in class that the 1% of the budgets of the government goes to health, general health. And from that, 0.1% of that 1%, it was for mental health. And it all
Oh
went to the
dear.
psychiatrist hospital, which is,
Right.
I don't know, the psychiatrist hospital, I never been there, is where all the people who never could get any help, like in the old movies, like I believe that's how this hospital look. So that 0.1% is going to that psychiatrist hospital, and it's all for medication. It's not for programs, it's not for prevention, it's all for medication. Everything you can see here maybe is for organizations, not profit organizations, or by people like me or like others, who want to do something, but in privately with our own resources, our own money. So yeah.
Right. How long have you been working professionally?
I graduate, well, I present my thesis on April 2013. And
Okay,
luckily, on September that year, I began to work with college students.
I see.
But yeah, it was a more open environment because right now we have changed place. So I
Mm-hmm.
have children's, I have people from citizens, I have people who send them to me, my friends or family all go to Alinka, she's in this place. So it was more open. Right now we are only focusing more on college students that
Mm-hmm.
come from all over Nicaragua, that come from places that I didn't even know that those places exist in Nicaragua, but they came here to study, and I'm here for them. So it's been 7, 8
Right.
years, I believe.
I think that's
My
that's
whole
a good period to
my
really
whole
get a
20s,
hold and
my whole 20s, I feel I've been doing a lot this past decade. Yeah.
but isn't that amazing? That looks like just feels so fulfilling, isn't it?
I know, and people even believe that I'm still a student. You
Oh,
can
they
believe
do?
that? Yeah,
I
they
think it's
believe.
again your willingness and you being so open to learn new things and being, I think that attitude is so young and so fresh.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I guess they believe, because I don't look like a 7-year-old psychologist. No, I feel young, and I hope I feel young for many, many years.
Oh, of course you are. Of course you are.
Yeah.
Um, so we spoke about the challenges. Now I just wanted to talk a little bit more about a mental health toolkit, which is also our topic for the discussion, the interview today. According to you, Alinka, what is a mental health toolkit?
For me, is every resource that you have inside of you and outside of you that is going to help you to cope with everyday life situation. Like we say, not only if you have a mental health disease diagnosed by a professional, no, everyone, even children, can have and need a mental health toolkit. Yeah.
That's amazing. So we've clarified the who needs it. So you just said that everybody needs it. And it is basically resources that you have within you and also outside you.
Exactly. Yeah.
So how does one find these resources? Like if there's something within me, how do I know, like how do I become aware about it?
Well, you have to sit with yourself, because you can ask
Mm-hmm.
a friend or a partner. No, you have to sit with yourself and figure it out. What do you like? What you enjoy? not what you are good at. No, it's not about that. It's what makes you feel at peace, and make a list and have that list everywhere, wherever you are, so you can see it, because since we are not used to that, we only seek for help, especially on mental health. It's like the last resource, Work on our mental health is like the last thing. It's like our mind is separate from our body, and sometimes we put our mind in our body, but that's it. No, it's always with us. So we better be prepared and develop a mental health kit. So you have to figure out what you like, what you enjoy, and use it. Mental health is action. As I said to you yesterday, it's about doing things. It doesn't work to only know the things, know what you have to do, it's bring those things to your life.
Right. So say, for example, I have my list ready. I know I like to meditate, or I like to dance, or I like to cook. It just brings a lot of peace to me. So I have this ready with me, but how do I use it when I'm really in a situation where I don't feel good, you know?
Well, first,
how does this list help? Yeah.
Try to discover what situation triggers you, because that's very important. That's part of knowledging yourself. You have to knowledge yourself. What kinds of things triggers you: anxiety, depression, feelings of feelings that you don't like to feel, and make a list. You have to have those things available to you, and you have to integrate those things to your everyday life, so when the trigger comes, you can use them more easily, because it's hard. I mean, if you cook in an everyday basis, it's easier for you that if you have a fight with your partner, you rely on cooking, because you probably have the instruments and the all the ingredients that you need. So it's more easy for you. But if you put cook and you never cook, and you fight with your partner, and you say, oh, I'm gonna cook to relax myself, but you don't have nothing. I mean, yeah, you can go out on the house, and probably it's a good idea, go out on the house, but you have to make it accessible for you, for anyone else.
I love this point where you said, don't practice what you think you like doing, and make it a part of your routine, and not just save it for that one day or one moment where you're going to use it. Make that into your routine.
Exactly,
regularly.
Because you never know when it hits you. That feeling, especially if you're living difficult times like this, when one moment you are fine and the next moment you say, I can't no more with this. So you have to bring to your life easy, funny, enjoyable things that you can do on a daily basis. So your mind that way don't forget how does it feel to feel good,
Right.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's amazing. So find what triggers you, first of all. Find the list of things that you enjoy doing, and start practicing them in your routine. These are, I think, the three main points that you highlighted.
Yes.
Right.
Correct.
So that's amazing that these are, I mean, I'm going to start doing this real soon. Not that I know I'm stressed, but as you said, you never know.
You never
so
know.
Just be
Exactly.
prepared.
You can't wait until you are stressed, because when you are stressed, you're not only going to be stressed, you're going to be sad, you're going to be desperate, you're going to be boring, tired, and a lot of other emotions. So you have to integrate in your life. Yeah, exactly.
Right. That's amazing. I'm just loving this discussion so much. And
Me
I
too.
think our viewers are enjoying this too, because we are constantly getting questions, and I'm just going to bring up a couple of them. There are more
Okay.
questions related to children because so one of them
Yeah,
says,
I know. People here, you can find someone, you can find a child therapist. I mean, all that I know is because my self-stuff process, and people, I remember teachers that said they don't like to work with children. And I was like, oh my, but I
that's the
love
best group
children.
to work with.
I
Yeah.
love, yes, I love, it's the best time for me. You get me younger, I believe.
No,
Working with
your face
children.
literally lights up when you talk about them.
Yeah, I love it.
So here is a question from one of
Okay.
our viewers. They say, how do we help children who are dealing with parental depression? How do we help those children?
Oh man, parenthood depression. They suffer in silence because the person who has the responsibility to help them is unavailable. So
Mhm.
parents, if you are suffering from depression, ask someone to help you, because it's obviously that you won't be able to give your child the things that you need, that he needs. So if you have any other family member, try that this kid spend as much time as he can or she can with other family members that are better than the parents. So is that, that's what I say, a lot depend of the parents. I can go
Right.
and help a children if the parent doesn't bring me to me. Yeah, I
Hmm.
can. But try to take the children sometimes, probably an hour a day if you can, away from the parent, showing the kid what it is to be a kid, what is to enjoy life, that even when your parents, and talk to the kid, explain to the kid, okay, your parent is having something that you call depression. It's a sadness, it's a really, really, really
Educate
sad.
them.
Exactly, and explain them, because the kid
Mhm.
feels that, oh, my dad doesn't love me anymore, or my mom doesn't love me, I did something to hurt him. It is not like that. So speak with your children and show them the other side. Yes, okay, you are dealing with a parent, but here, have a good time. Even when your parents are sad or depressed, try to have with the children, if you can, a good time.
Right. I'm just
We
so
all need.
glad we are talking about
Yeah,
children mental health today, because for one, definitely the person who is undergoing depression, it is a very difficult time for them and for people around them. But yes, for children, as we discussed earlier, we don't talk about their mental health because people feel that they don't understand and we neglect
exactly.
them, which makes them feel that helpless. And then they feel that maybe they've done something and they feel guilty when that's
Exactly.
not something that they deserve to feel at all.
Exactly. And if you explain to children,
Hmm.
drop the myth that children don't understand. They understand everything. Everything. Sorry, parents, they know everything. So talk to the children. Let him know what is happening, what he can expect from this situation, and try to make him feel okay as much as you can. I mean, even
Hmm.
ourselves for adult, when we have, for example, in these type times of crisis, uh, when we have a illness parents or a member family, all our life and energy goes to that. And no, we have to separate a little bit. Even
Right.
our heart is broken, even we feel sad, we have to take a moment and relax and reflect and think about ourselves. So that's the same thing that you must teach to a children, that even their parents are sad and depressed, he has to create his little space for himself, because it's not
The
his
safe
fault.
space for himself.
Exactly.
Hmm. That's amazing. That is, so not don't just educate the kid about the illness, but also about protecting himself or herself, right?
Exactly. Because they
That's lovely.
understand.
Yeah.
Yes.
They do understand. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Um, and if we go to the other side of the table, if we talk a little more about mental health of children, would you be able to help educate some parents who are listening to us today? How should they understand the mental health of their child, or how should they help them better their mental health, in very simpler terms? Like if we had to tell a parent today who's listening to us.
With empathy. I mean, we were all children one time. And especially in countries as far as this, we all have a lot of lack of emotional support, social support, parent support. So sit with your child and talk to him as with your inner child. That's the better way of approach. I approach to them with my inner child, and my inner child, thankfully, because of my parents, was really happy. So I guess that's why
Right.
I'm better. I enjoy my time with the children. But parents, when they see children, they see themselves. I know they see themselves. So that's why sometimes they reject them. They reject to speak with them,
Mm,
talk with them, and share with them, because that's part of them, uh, who was neglected, as you say. So yeah, with
mm.
empathy and inner child, that's all you need.
But that's something which parents can develop with when they're aware, right? So if a parent has had a neglected childhood, doesn't mean that it has to pass on to the next child, right? They need to
Yes,
be
exactly.
aware of that issue and address
Exactly.
it.
Exactly.
Right,
That's
right,
right.
right. That's beautiful. Um, we've already discussed so much today, and I think there are a lot of takeaways for all our listeners. The
Yeah.
ones listening to us right now, all our viewers, and the ones who would listen to us later as well. If they want to reach out to you, what is the best way to do it? How should they reach out to you?
Well, you can follow my page, Centro Psicológico Arie, which is in Spanish. So you can see all my work that I do. And for the Spanish speaker community, if you want online attention, it doesn't matter if it's here in Nicaragua or abroad, well, you can text me and search for me on that page as well.
That's great. That's lovely.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't feel like wrapping up this session right now, but for some of our viewers who might have just joined us a little late, what message
Yeah.
would you want to give to them, Alinka?
Seek help when you need it, when you want it. Don't shy away from it, because it won't shy away from you. Yeah.
I love that. Mental health
Yeah.
doesn't shy away from you. Yeah.
Yeah. You better learn that early on life. That mental
Right.
health
This
is
is
with you all the
great.
time. Yeah.
And it's about the balance, right? If you have that right, then you're going to do well in
Exactly.
general, because, yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
That's great. That's amazing. Our session is still open for questions. So for all our viewers who are seeing us, and there we have one more person. Thank you for talking about children mental health. Oh, absolutely. I think as she mentioned earlier, that is an age group which normally people don't talk about, thinking that they don't understand. But from now we know they do. They really do understand. So educate them, parents, talk to them, help them understand, and they will support you for sure. They will. They will also learn how to protect themselves. So they're better prepared, and they're more empowered individuals when they grow up.
Beautiful
So thank
said,
you so
Disha.
much. Yeah,
Thank
thank you
you.
so much for this amazing discussion. I've had such a great time, and there is so much that I've noted down that I'm going to talk about to people
Me
as
too.
well. Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
And for any of our
Thank you.
viewers who think they need help, or they are seeking help, or they know somebody who requires help, Reach Out Together is here for you. Just send us an email on info@Reach Out Together, or open our webpage and send us an inquiry. we will get back to you. All our services, we provide you free resources which are into your own city. And all of this is free of charge. We don't take a penny from it. We want you to get better. If you need the help, we are here to help you out. We also have an amazing event coming up at the end of this month, which is the Frontline Mental Health Training. Now, this training is a literal boot camp training for anyone who wants to learn more about mental health, creating a mental health toolkit, understanding your emotions, being aware about it, and how to help somebody who is in distress. So this is a training for anybody who wants to learn more about mental health, and not just for teachers or professionals. It's for each one of you. Hit up our website. You can see all the details there. It is also up on Eventbrite. It is on the 30th and the 31st of January, an event for 2 days, 2 hours each, with a very nominal fee of $97. It is a one-time fee for both the days. You will also get bonuses, and you also receive resources from our end at the end of training, along with a certificate of completion. So all our viewers who are interested, which I know you are because you've signed up for today's discussion and you're watching us, listening to it till the end, I know you have it in you. You can do this. Join us for the mental health frontline training as well. So here we are signing off for today. Just one last thing. Alinka, also, as you're a new volunteer, do you know what this symbol means, the hand symbol of Reach Out Together?
No, I don't.
Okay,
What's
so
it
in
mean?
sign language, this means together. So
Oh,
here we are,
okay.
yes, and orange is a very, very healing color, as we all know. So that's what Reach Out Together symbol stands for.
Oh, beautiful. I love it. Thanks.
Yeah, we are helping the world community by community and conversation by conversation, right?
Yeah, I know.
So thank you so much for being with
Thank
us today
you.
again. I've had a wonderful time, and I'm sure
You
all our
too.
viewers have, and we've learned so much from this discussion.
Well, thank you to all the team of Reach Out Together and you, Disha. It was a lovely conversation. How we can chat another day. It was lovely. It was so nice. I have so much fun.
Looking forward to it, and it's been such a
Yeah.
pleasure. Thank you so much.
Well, bye.
Bye bye. Have a great day.